Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a newborn hack video. So basically I'm just going to tell you guys things that I've learned from having a newborn. He's now 4 months old, so he's past the newborn thing. It's like the 3 months or whatever, so if this can help anyone, that'll be awesome. Like any new moms or people who are pregnant or anything like that. If you could learn something from this video, then yay! So I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button wherever it may be. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started in this video. I wrote a couple of things down for you. So number one is crying is how the baby talks. A lot of people get super frustrated, and that's understandable because you're not getting as much sleep, you're sleep deprived, you're exhausted as a new mom. You are exhausted. But you have to realize there's no other way the baby can communicate. That is how he's communicating or she's communicating. They cry. They cry. It can be, it's honestly, it's an overwhelming kind of thing, because they cry when they're hungry, they cry because they're cold or they're hot, they cry because they have a poopy diaper, they cry. It's a baby. They're good. The baby's gonna cry, and that's how you have to look at it. You can't look at it as it's an annoying thing or just something that's inconvenient, because that is how your baby is communicating with you until your baby can learn how to talk to you. So like Parker, he is 4 months old now. He doesn't cry as much anymore, which is awesome. But he babbles a lot. Like, he's getting into his talking phase, so he's babbling now. He whines a lot more, but he doesn't necessarily cry anymore. So it will go away. Of course, he has his moments when he will cry if something is wrong, and then something is wrong, because as they get older, the crying just kind of decreases, and it's not their only way of communicating with you anymore. So just remember that it does get better, but for right now, when your baby cries, you can't get super frustrated with it, because that's the only thing your baby can do. You should feed your baby every 2 to 3 hours. I'm not 100% about formula feeding, but you can also cluster feed. Your baby will cluster feed, and that's not, it'll get painful in within the first month. It'll be kind of painful because you're learning about breastfeeding or whatever the case may be, and you just have to remember that your baby does get hungry. They need to be fed, because they have really small tummies at that point in their life, so they can't hold as much milk as they can when they get older. So for now, you need to feed them every 2 to 3 hours. I'm pretty sure that's what they wrote on the first day at my hospital after I had Parker. They said breastfeed him every 2 to 3 hours on my little board. But you just have to remember that their tummies are so little that they'll drink, and then they'll get, it'll digest in their system, they'll poop it out, and then they'll want more. So that's why you have to feed them so often, because they have little tummies, and they can't have 6 ounces of breast milk at that time. It's only 1 to 2 ounces at when they're a newborn. A thing you can do, because I always forgot which, I would give him one breast, and then that's all he wanted for that time, and then in the next 2 hours I'd forget which boob I gave him, even though now I can tell which one's less full. But you can put a little clip or something, like a hairband on the wrist that you breastfed on. So if I fed him on my right boob, I could put a hairband on my right arm, so that way I knew that I fed him. You could also do a hair clip, anything, your bracelet, whatever you might be wearing at that time, you could just put it on one arm. Or they also have apps for that. I know there's some really good apps for tracking your feeding and the number of diapers your baby's having a day. I actually need to get a new one since I got a new phone. I need to re-download an app for that, just, you know, so it's easy to keep track of. Also, when you go to the pediatrician and they ask you these things, you know, you'll have it, so you're not like, ooh, I'm not quite sure, I think this much, but yeah. Let's see. You have to remember to burp your baby. I honestly forgot this a lot. But their gas does build up, so that's also kind of painful for them. So you have to remember to burp your baby. I read somewhere that you can do it like after you give them one boob, you can burp them, and then the other boob, you can burp them, because the gas does build up in their little tiny tummies. But you want to like cup your hand, so that way it's not, so you're not like hitting it like this, you're cupping it. It makes like a different noise, and that can help because you're not like, you know, whacking their backs, because you do kind of have to hit kind of hard. And you know, being a new mom, you're just kind of like, I don't want to burp my baby. So remember to burp them and cup your hand, because that will help with the gas stuff that goes on with their little tummies. This I did not know, and I felt really, really stupid at the pediatrician. So whenever you go to the pediatrician, you have to undress your baby to put on, when they weigh the child on the little weigh scale, big old scale thing. And I was like undoing his thing, and I was gonna pull it over his head and like taking his arms out and all of that. And the lady was like, you know that clothes can go the other way. So I'll get an example. This is his dirty clothes, but la 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 la. Okay, so I was doing it from this way and pulling it up and taking his arms out, but if you notice, they are made this way, which I was like, I should have known that, but they're made, like, you can kind of see the little like opening part. They're made so that you can stretch it and pull it down, which comes in very handy when they have like poop on their, like the bottom area of the outfit, and you don't want to bring it up on their face, so it's a lot easier to just do that and pull down. I wish I would have known that sooner, because, you know, blowouts happen. But I felt really embarrassed at that point, because she's kind of snooty about it, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm a new mommy, I didn't know this. But then, you know, after that point, that's how I dress him whenever we go. I always pull down in case somebody wants to be a brat about it. But yeah, that I didn't know that, so if that helps someone, then good. If you already know that, then I don't know, I didn't know why I didn't know that. Also, you should wear your baby. I know people are against this, yada yada yada, but wearing your baby, it helps them fall asleep. It's a very soothing thing for your child. I know if you know why people don't like to wear their babies, or if like you personally don't think it's okay to wear your baby, comment below, because I'm interested to know why people wouldn't want to, or you don't want to. But Parker loved it. I put him in, I can't remember when's the first time I put him in his little thing, but it was probably within like the second week of him being born, and we went on a walk. He loved it. He fell instantly asleep. I was honestly really scared that he was gonna cry and be uncomfortable the whole time, but they are so close to you and like against your chest that, I mean, they love it. I guess probably because it's the same thing like when you're supposed to bond with your child when they're first born, you put them on your chest, they hear your heartbeat and all of that. He liked it. It's how we grocery shop with him most of the time, because he doesn't really want to be in the stroller for that long, so wearing him, you know, he likes it. He really likes it. He doesn't whine as much as he does if he's in the stroller. If we go on walks, he doesn't whine at all. He usually falls asleep. Occasionally he just looks around. Now that he's facing the other way and his head's out this way, he likes to look around more. As a newborn, he absolutely loved it. I know they have like different types of baby wraps. I've only had the like strap-on front ones. I haven't had the one that wraps around you. I'm sure that one's like super cozy also. Kind of wish I would have got one of those just to, you know, try it. I'm gonna probably have to get a new baby one anyway because one of my straps is kind of breaking and I do not want my baby to fall. Also, I have here about saline drops. Definitely get some of those because your baby can get like congested and different kind of stuff happens with their little nostrils. So you want to be able to give them saline drops. I know we didn't have any. The only thing I had was those boogie wipes, which are not the same kind of thing because otherwise you would have to like go up in your baby's nose and wipe a lot, which was just kind of complicated. And we had a booger sucker, but we didn't have any saline drops for when he got congested and he was making weird kind of sounds with his little nose and I was kind of worried about it at nighttime. So we got some of those and they helped tremendously, which is awesome. So get you some saline drops if you don't have any. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would like to add. I don't think so. Oh, if your baby has like digestive issues, which ours does, you should try probiotic drops. I am currently using some just to like, because we're starting to introduce, well, not introduce foods yet, but yeah, we're just, you know, at 4 months I said you could introduce foods, but we are not yet. But that does help with their immune system and getting everything like all good and stuff in there. So if you want to try some probiotic drops, I know a lot of people really recommend them, so that will be a good thing. Another newborn hack, I'm trying to think. I don't really think I have anything else to say other than when you need to keep all of your you need to have like a station of like diapers and stuff. Like we have the one in the nursery, we have his changing table right there, and then we also had his pack and play out in the living room, which had a little like side basket kind of thing that had diapers and wipes in it, because you don't want to be walking, especially have like a bigger house, and like we only live in the half of the house, my dad has the other half, so it'd be completely different if, you know, you have a bigger house. You're probably gonna want like a lot of stations, just, you know, like a little bucket full of diapers and wipes, just because you don't want to be like carrying your newborn or your baby after they've had a diaper like this, like trying to run upstairs or trying to go all around the house just to get to where you're supposed to get. So have like little stations of stuff. You could also keep passies in there, because I know he loses his passy all the time and it's really frustrating. She's like, where'd your passy go? Like, you just had it. So yeah, that is my tips for you guys. You probably already knew like all of them, but maybe it helps someone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. So bye guys, see ya.